December is a funny month. The NBA gets colder, the injuries get louder, the rotations get stranger, and fantasy basketball becomes a place where hope, despair, and blind confidence all sit at the same dinner table like a dysfunctional holiday family. But that's why we're here. This is the stretch of the season where the real managers surface. The ones who adjust, the ones who adapt, the ones who let go of the players they wish were good, and accept the ones who are good. So welcome to Fantasy Recap. This is Round Ball Rants. I'm Vincent Cooper, and today we're breaking down Week 6 in the RBR Fantasy League. The players rising, the players falling, the waiver wire saviors you can actually trust, the sell-high candidates who fooled us in November, and finally, yes, we're ending with the bounce. Let's get into it. Before we hit the matchups, let me show love to the people who help keep this show afloat. Dubby Energy. Zero jitters, zero crash. A clean blend that actually works with you, not against you. When you're driving into waiver wire madness at 2 a.m. asking yourself, did I really just put a claim in for Marvin Bagley? Use promo code Round Ball Rants at Dubby.gg and fuel those late night swaps like a professional. Alright, let's check in. Week 6 did not play nice. It came in, kicked the door down, spilled everyone's eggnog, and walked out without apologizing. Let's start at the top. The best team of the week, Pebron, 305 points. Still undefeated, still flexing, still making the league wonder if he actually sees the future before setting his lineup. 305 points, 6 top picks, 0 worst picks. Championship aura dripping off of that roster. The Heartbreak Award, UJ's, 302 points, and a loss. This hurt. 302 points, the second highest total in the league, and he still caught an L because Pebron turned into a fantasy thunderstorm. Fantasy can be cruel. Week 6 made sure that we all remembered that. Lowest points in a win. Jay has the picks, 172. A win is a win, even when it feels like the basketball gods forgot to turn scoring on for both teams. 172 points never looked so beautiful. The coldest team, Loose Moose 7763, 71 points. I'm not even roasting. This is a wellness check. 71. 71. Sleeper didn't just flag this. It printed it in bold, italic, underlined font and sent it into HR. We move on. Matchups of the week. Pebron 305 defeats UJ's 302. Fight of the year. Buckets, Boards, and Dick 297 defeats Team 9 152. B-Clem 23 264 defeats Curry 30 Money 215. Twins 255 defeats Team 3 160. Jay has Depix 172 defeats Lamb 978 92 points. Team 7 with 217 defeats Loose Moose 7763 who had 71. Top performers of the week. SGA led with 68 points. CJ McCollum turned in a 66-point outing. Denny Avita 64 points. Nikolai Jokic with 57 and Andrew Wiggins chipped in 52. These men didn't just play basketball, they played demolition. The standings after Week 6. Pebron is at the top of the league at 6-0. Buckets, Boards, and Dick check in at 5-1. Curry 30 Money sits in at 3rd at 4-2. B-Clem 23 and 4th at 4-2. Twins in 5th at 4-2. Then you have UJ's in 6th at 3-3. Team 7 sits in 7th place with a 2-4 record. Jay has Depix, sits in 8th with a 2-4 record. Team 3 sits in 9th with a 2-4 record. And then the team in 10th place is Loose Moose 7763 at 2-4. Team 9 at 1-5 and Lamb 978 at 1-5 round out the 11th and 12th squads. Week 6 didn't clarify the picture, but it did reshape it. And now let's talk about the players who can actually help you fix this mess. This is the extended December waiver wire. December changes everything. Rotations shift, rookies grow up, veterans get banged up, and the waiver wire suddenly becomes the mall at 6 p.m. on Christmas Eve. Chaotic, desperate, and just a little bit hopeful. Here are the players analysts across ESPN, Yahoo, Sleeper, RotoWire, Fantasy Pros. All of them are spotlighting these players right now. These are legit, fact-backed December ads. Cameron Johnson, Mr. Reliable. He doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't make a scene. He just gives you threes, minutes, scoring, stability. In December, stability is king. Anthony Black, with rookie clarity. The game is slowing down for him. He's making the right decisions. He's producing across the board. If you need a guard with real upside, Black is the name every analyst is pointing to this week. Peyton Watson, the chaos distributor. He doesn't need 30 minutes. He just needs 6 seconds and a runway. He's trending across platforms, and when Denver trusts a young guy, you trust him too. Ryan Nembhard, the quiet storm. When a player puts up performances so clean, analysts have to double check the box score. Yeah, you keep an eye on him. He's trending upward and still widely available. A perfect December grab. Miles McBride, Deep League Hero. This is a name showing up in every Deep League waiver wire place. Minutes are increasing, has defensive value, and a low roster percentage. He's not flashy, but he's real. And then Marvin Bagley III, the roller coaster that you need anyway. Is he consistent? Nope. Is he sometimes the only source of rebounds on your waiver wire? Yep. He's getting touches, he's getting minutes, and he's getting added across the platforms. Sometimes December just forces your hand. And stocking stuffers. These are the deep cuts. Not sexy, but valuable. Gigi Jackson, Jake LaRavia, Jay Huff, Cam Johnson if your league is asleep, and Yusuf Nurkic in shallow leagues. These are scratch-offs with high upside. We've talked about who's rising. We've talked about who can save you. But now we need to talk about the other side of the coin. The player who might be fooling you a little bit. And this week's December warning light is Derrick White. Look, it isn't slander. And it isn't panic. This isn't cut him, trade him, hide him in the attic. Derrick White is a good basketball player. A smart, disciplined, high IQ guy who will absolutely help Boston win games. But fantasy is a different language entirely. And right now, the numbers are telling a different story. The efficiency, way down. The shooting, struggling. His three-point percentage has dipped to around 30%, and that's a massive drop from last season's consistency. His 2-point scoring, that in-between bread and butter, that's slipped too. And with the way Boston is structured this year, he's been asked to do a little more defensively and a little less clean look scoring. That's where the problem arrives for fantasy. In November, he looks stable, like one of those guys you don't worry about. But here in early December, the cracks are starting to show. The volume isn't consistent, the rhythm isn't there every night, the efficiency is real life good, but fantasy life shaky. And listen, this is exactly the moment smart managers reevaluate. Not because Derrick White is bad. Not because he won't have good games. But because December is the month where reality sets in. Where you start seeing which early trends were real and which ones were temporary. This slump isn't guaranteed to last either. Maybe he bounces back. Maybe he evens it out. But if someone in your league still thinks they're buying November Derrick White, still thinks he's guaranteed top-tier role player, still thinks the shooting percentages are coming back tomorrow, you might be holding a chance to sell higher than the production suggests. This isn't fear. This isn't a warning siren. It's just December reminding you sometimes the safest move is simply acknowledging who a player is right now, not who they were last month. And with that, let's take it home. Listen, fantasy basketball is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be chaotic, unpredictable, a little messy, something to laugh about with the people in your league. But every December, fantasy turns into something else. Something quieter, something a little more revealing. Because December is when the truth shows up. You can draft the perfect roster in October. You can ride early hot streaks in November. But December is where you can't hide anymore. Not in basketball, and not in real life. December tells you this is what your team really is. These are the players that you can rely on, and these are the players that you can't. These are the decisions you've been avoiding. And it's funny because life works the exact same way. December always makes us look at the year behind us and ask, did I hold on to something too long? Did I ignore something I should have paid attention to? Did I believe a version of a story that wasn't real anymore? Fantasy forces you to confront that with your roster, but the lesson is bigger. Sometimes you win by letting go. Sometimes you grow by adjusting. Sometimes you find clarity in the very places you didn't expect to. And that's why we do this show, because between the box scores and the waiver wire, and the heartbreak matchups, there's always a little truth waiting for us underneath it all. So wherever you're at this season, top of the standings or trying to make sense of the pieces, remember this. December isn't here to beat you up. It's here to clear the fog. It's here to help you see what's real. It's here to help you choose what matters. And if you need someone to talk you through it, basketball, fantasy, life, you know who to call. 216-452-8813. This is Round Ball Rants. Thank you for spending time with me today. And remember, it's not just basketball. It's therapy with a bounce.